Hey everybody, it's Eric Holmgren, your ambassador at large with the Placentia Chamber of Commerce. And today I am with Derek Holland of Holland and Holland Injury Attorneys. How are you doing today, Derek?
Good, Eric. Thank you.
Good to see you.
You too.
Yeah. Derek, tell me a little bit about yourself.
All right. I grew up in Brea. I was born in Whittier, grew up in Brea. I went to Brea High School.
Okay.
So I've lived close forever. Now we live in Yorba Linda, right down the street.
Okay.
Um, I really like golf. I'm a big golfer.
All right. You don't have to share your scores with us, but yes. So you do golf
Yep.
and you're a Yorba
Uh,
Linda resident.
Yorba Linda resident.
Okay.
My office is in La Habra. I
Okay.
do personal injury law.
Okay. And Holland and Holland, it sounds like there's another Holland involved.
Yeah, my dad founded the firm. He started doing law in 1972, I think,
Okay.
and he founded the firm and did it for 50 years.
Okay. And so he's retired now?
He actually passed away last year.
Oh, I have
So, yep,
condolences. So then how long have you been with the firm?
since 2009 is when I passed the bar. So I've been an
Okay.
attorney for 13 years. This is my 14th year.
Okay.
But growing up, in the summers, I've always worked around the firm
Sure.
and around the law.
Okay. Well, cool. And what is it that kind of got you interested or excited about doing law and being a lawyer?
Family business. There's always an allure to work with family.
Okay.
So that kind of got me into it and always just wanted to help people.
Okay.
And in doing it, as long as have done it, um, there's a lot that we can give people and help them take the stress out of when you get in an auto accident. It's one of the most stressful days of your life.
Right.
So, dealing with the insurance companies through the whole process, we're able to help them take stress out of their life and at the end get them a settlement.
Okay. And are you typically working just with like auto accident folks, or do you do like somebody slipped and fell somewhere or other types of personal injuries?
Right. We do auto accidents primarily, probably I would say 90% of what we do,
Okay.
and the rest would be slip and falls and the occasional dog bite case.
Okay. All right. And so for those types of folks there, um, what's the typical process for somebody going through issue with like a auto accident, for
Okay.
example?
Right. So, when you get hit, first your adrenaline's going, you're in a lot of shock. Um, so you first get hit, you're injured, the adrenaline's going. After that, you would come and see us or speak to your insurance company first. Um, we like to get our clients better. The number
Right.
one thing I tell every client of mine, I want you to get better. Get back to where you were before you got hit. So we get them either to a doctor or help them find a doctor if they don't have one. Uh, so the process for them is going to the doctor, getting treatment. Once they're better and released from the doctor's care, then they let us know. We collect all their bills, all their records, get them together, and we start negotiating with the insurance company.
Okay.
And for us, at the beginning of the case, we make contact with the insurance company, let them know, hey, we represent Eric. He was in an accident.
Right.
Don't talk to him. Please talk to us.
Right.
So we do all of the talking with the insurance companies for our clients so that they can focus on going to work, going to their kids' games, whatever it is they
Right.
do day to day life, and getting to the doctor and getting better.
Okay. Okay. Good. And then the idea is that at some point you'll have things sorted out with the insurer or with the other parties, and then get the settlement or get the payment for the take care of the bills or other activities.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, good. It sounds like it's a lot easier than it probably
It does
is.
sound a lot easier than it is. Yes, there's a lot more to it.
Oh, you had to pass the bar for that? Come on. I mean,
Yeah, 3 days.
all right. And depending on the person and their injury, obviously this process could take either, a month or two, or it could take 6 months or a year, depending on how badly injured they are, it sounds like.
Absolutely. Every case is different. Every person heals differently. Every person gets injured differently.
Right.
So it could be 3 months on the short side, probably up to 6, 9, 12, even 2 years or more, just
Okay.
depending on the severity of the injuries.
Wow. Now, we oftentimes see as we're driving up and down the freeway, big billboards for Joe Schmo's, auto accident lawyer. How would you say that your firm differentiate itself from these other types of outfits?
Yeah, some ways that we're different for sure. We're a lot smaller firm, so we're a lot more personal. Where if you call our office and I'm there, you're going to be able to speak to me. Where a lot of times I've had clients that have come from some of the bigger firms um, that said, I never talked to an attorney once. I don't know my
Wow.
attorney's name over there. I don't know, never talked to him. I only talk to the staff. So that's one way we're different.
Okay.
If you come in, I'm going to meet with you. You're going to be able to talk to my staff a lot, yes, but you're also going to be able to have access to me
Okay. So,
or to one of our attorneys.
right. So definitely much more personal, much more hands-on, it sounds like, than some of these big firms where somebody's just a number or a case file at best.
Correct.
So, well, cool. As you know, with our chamber chats, we usually talk to folks about some business challenges they've had.
Yeah.
So, what's a recent business challenge that you've had, and how might you have overcome it,
Yeah. Big
or what
one.
have you learned from it?
Yeah. A big one for us was definitely COVID.
Okay.
Um, Doing mainly auto accidents. Nobody was driving.
Right.
Not many people were driving. So there weren't as many accidents. So I think looking at our case numbers, it was down over 50%
Wow.
during 2020. And then coming out of COVID, it's been pretty busy. So we've been doing good since then. But, I learned not to take it for granted for sure when
Right.
you're busy and trying to kind of work into that and learning some new marketing aims too going forward.
Okay. And then what's been sort of an issue you've had sort of post COVID now?
Yeah. So post COVID, like I said, we started to get busy and then I had some staffing issues with one of my assistants got sick and she was out for a year.
Oh my
And
God.
we had another one that just needed to be closer to home. And so, we lost her. So it was just me for about a week or two. And I was doing things I hadn't done in 20 years
Right.
before I was an attorney.
Right.
And I learned definitely to get our systems in place and get everything structured so that when we bring somebody in, we have systems that are easy to understand and train.
Okay. Well, so even though the experience itself for that week or two was uncomfortable,
Right.
it sounds like you learned to try to get things sort of organized in a way that obviously make it easier if you do have to step in or somebody else has to step in.
Yes.
But then for training stuff purposes, and then with your staff, you're principally talking about your secretaries or people like that, admins that are doing with the paperwork and whatnot.
Correct.
Okay.
And kind of case managers that are dealing with the every day to day aspects of the cases and dealing with the clients when we have questions.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, and that's probably good advice for a lot of us because there's times that we're doing the business and we don't really realize if some element drops out somewhere, there's a big hole there. And having a way of like knowing how to deal with it is probably a good idea for all of us to take a look at.
Absolutely. That would be big time recommendation.
Yeah, yeah, some preventive care
Even
there.
if it's just a nominal task, write it down step by step,
Right.
type it out, put it in a file somewhere so you have it.
Yeah, yeah. No, very good advice. Well, Derek, before we wrap things up, is there anything else you'd like to share with our friends out there in the placentia community?
One thing that we do notice a lot with our clients that I talk about at Eric can vouch for that at the chamber meetings is to check your policies. Check your uninsured motorist coverage on your auto policies. It's the number one way to protect yourself, your family, your kids. If you get in an accident, there's 13% of people, which is 1 out of 8, that don't have auto insurance in California.
Wow.
So check your uninsured, make sure it's at least the same as your liability coverage because it'll protect you if somebody doesn't have insurance, don't have enough insurance, or if you're walking on the sidewalk and get hit,
Right.
or you're on your bicycle.
Ah,
It'll
well,
cover you then as well.
that's good to know. 'Cause I'm riding my bike more and more now. So,
Yes. Make sure your uninsured is the same as your liability.
okay. All right. Well, Derek, it was great to see you
You too.
and learn more about yourself and your practice. And I personally hope that I never need your services, but if I do, I know who to get in touch with.
You do.
So,
Give us a call or you have any questions.
yeah, perfect. All right, everybody. And until our next episode, be well.